Management Research.
Hello and welcome to the Management Research podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Eugene. Hello and welcome to the next episode in our mini-series dedicated to the relational models theory. And in this episode, we try to build a bridge to one of the previous episodes on heuristics. And in one of these episodes, we talked about heuristics at work and the ones that can help you establish better connections, better relationships. And these might be predestined by the relational models preferences of the people involved into this type of relationships. And once we wrote a paper with a colleague of mine, Professor Jürgen Moormann from the Frankfurt School, and in this paper we applied the relational models theory and combined it with the heuristics in order to understand how the IT capability of a firm can evolve, how can it rise, or how can it diminish. The idea was pretty simple. If you look at the IT capability in a firm, then usually there are many people who interact with each other or with different resources in order to provide an IT solution, or maybe to develop for you one, and so on. Usually, these teams, the IT teams, they are combined from different departments because you need to have knowledge from somebody who is from the IT security, somebody is from IT developers, somebody is from the users, somebody from, let's say, sales department, if the solution is about sales and working with the clients and so on. If people come from different backgrounds, they come from different departments, they might have also different preferences with regard to relational models. Just because, for historical reasons, some of the departments develop the or congruent model of relationships where they feel, let's say, comfortable with equality matching or with communal sharing within this department. Outside the department, they can have different types of relationships. But if you take one person from this department and one person from another department, and they have different preferences with regard to relational models, then the conflicts might appear because of the reason we talked about 2 episodes ago. Because they will misinterpret some things and when they will have a different understanding of, let's say, responsibility or work distribution. In our paper, we argued that actually the signaling that we talked about in the last episode may be used in order to understand what are the preferences of each team member, and as a project manager, you might set the model of relationships that will be used in this team. You can theoretically signal, and in our paper we give some advice about how to signal the relationships in a firm, in a project, and then the rest of the team will probably will stick to these rules. Just because, as I told you, we apply or models of relationships, we just need to be consistent with them, and we can be an authority ranking model with one person and equality matching with another one, and switch between them almost immediately. We need the same from the IT teams, and these IT teams will then support the IT capability of a firm. The second aspect that we talked about is that as soon as you understand the signal from different parts, from different team members, from different teams, you can also understand how they will act in future. Because if you discover what relational model they apply, you will also know, for example, their attitudes towards the role distribution, towards their decision making, towards their acting, towards the morals within the project team, and so on. And knowing this will help you plan your projects better and achieve much better results in a much more efficient way. So it means increase your effectiveness and your efficiency. And finally, in our paper, we argued that there can be a conflict between the organization as such and the teams, because organizations, they have also their preferences with regard to certain relational models. And some organizations say we are one family, some organizations say we are one team, some organizations say just work efficiently and you will be paid for your work, and so on. And each of these statements introduces the preferences with regard to the relational models, what should be used within this organization. For example, the first statement, we are one family, would imply communal sharing types of relationships, and the second one, we are one team, would imply the equality matching types of relationships. And the one here is in charge, we have the hierarchy, follow your role, do what is prescribed to you, would imply the authority ranking type of relationships, and being paid for what you do is the market pricing type of relationships. And if you have the overall firm preferences, and within a team you may have a different type of relationships, the team might agree on equality matching model of relationships, then there might be, of course, the conflicts within the organization between different organizational units and the team. At the end, the IT capability involves not only certain individuals but several departments, and the solution has to be absorbed by the whole organization. And this absorption might fail just because the communication issues will appear, because the managers from different departments will apply different relational models, not the one that is used in the project management team. And this may lead not only to the conflicts that I talked about in the last episode and the second last episode, it may also lead to undermining the whole IT capability. And in our paper we also suggest how to avoid it, how to apply the signaling, how to apply the communication between the different relational models. And we also say that theoretically you can achieve the high level of effectiveness and high level of efficiency if you apply the relational models as a heuristic for your actions. And here I want to go back to our organizational heuristics topic that we had in the previous mini-series. And the organizational heuristics are the rules of thumb, as simple rules that you can apply to make different complex decisions. And the anthropological heuristics that we have, these relational models, may help you to be much more efficient, much more effective in your decisions. And then if you apply the analytical approach and try to find a reason for something, a very complex reason for something very simple. The anthropological theory, relational model theory, is so old and so robust, at least it has shown its robustness over the hundreds or thousands of years based on the analysis by Alan Fiske, who made analysis with the primitive tribes and showed that the same relational models, they exist also in the Western society. And it shows that this heuristic is so robust that the decisions made based on this heuristic will be also very efficient and probably very effective, and much faster than the ones where you will apply the analytical information processing. If you want to know more about the heuristic analytical decision making, please go through our previous mini-series on the heuristics in organizations. I hope it was interesting, I hope it was helpful, and I hope you are now much better equipped to prevent conflicts within your organizations and also to, for example, develop and strengthen your IT capability. Wish you all the best and see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.